with replay analysis number 10? 10, I think. Alright, so in this replay analysis, I'm going to be going over the replay from the perspective of this rubick. It's a 4.2k MMR game. Before I start, I just want to say that 4.2k MMR isn't particularly high, but it's still in the 90th percentile of Dota, I think, probably higher. So even though you might see some mistakes you might think are dumb, it's still a decent level of Dota game. And Dota has a weird thing, it's not like a lot of other esports, I should guess. How should I put this? If I watch CSGO, it's really hard as a new player, it's really hard for me to criticize players for silly mistakes. They might sort of miss aim, but I've done that 1,000 times and they fix it within 0.1 seconds. Whereas in Dota, it's really easy to see, even at a pro level, people making some silly mistakes and they look really dumb, even though you don't know what they're thinking if they go out of position or something, even if it was the proper play, because you don't know how to recognize it. And that sort of leads to, I think, an environment where both commentators and viewers of Dota are extremely critical of players, but you have to realize that most players are really good at the game. So anyways, that's not that relevant. I'm gonna start. This is first thing you want to do as a support. I'm gonna say this every game until people start fixing this. When you start the game, you need to buy quickly and run out. And there's a little bit of chat in this game. I actually went over the game a little bit. It's because I've been trying to make these replay analysis a bit better, especially since I have a little bit of break time after DAC. So if you ran out here and got a ward down, you could block their camp for free. You can get wards anywhere in pubs, anywhere you want, because everyone sucks and no one runs out to try to prevent you from warding and stuff. Anyways, so people have sort of basic items. Enchantress has boot sentries, which is sort of crazy. Tidehunter has a wand, that's not very good. Kraken Shell at level 1 is 10. A Stout Shield is actually only 12. If you have both of them, then the damage block together is going to be around 15. So Stout Shield is still good on Tide, and also Anchor Smash first is usually better, just because you can last it, and Stout Shield plus Anchor Smash is extremely strong. Anyways, so they're doing sort of an aggressive tri lane, and one of the things I want to talk about is when you want to run these aggressive dual lanes, aggressive tri lanes. Holy crap, at the start of the episode I didn't say what I was going to talk about. Okay, I'm going to pretend that everyone who starts my video will watch until here because they love me. And this is my intro to the video. This game is extremely long. I'm going to be breaking this game down into 2 parts for a replay analysis. The first part is going to cover when you aggressive dual lane or tri lane, you need to know exactly what you're losing in your safe lane. Is it good? Will it help you? You need to, and I want to focus on early game movements and what you should buy as supports. The rest of it, in my second part, which I will be doing later, maybe today, maybe a different day, is going to focus on sort of, again, mid-late game decision making, because even though I've done that a couple of times in other replay analysis, I think you should keep doing it. Again, I mentioned the game is at 4.2k MMR, it's not as bad as people think, blah blah blah. Yeah, alright. So anyways, the aggressive tri lane, they secure a rune, they get 1 rune, give it to Sky. Oh shit, this is the old version, so there are no bounty runes. So yeah, this is also an older version of Dota. I don't know what version it is, but yeah. I should get new replays really, but whatever. I think it's fine. The same concepts apply to your movements, and this replay series will never be about specific plays, I think. So when you're here, after you show here, and you get the rune, and you move into here and you ward it, you generally don't want to ever show on the side here, because if you don't show here on the side, if you just stand here together with your Earthshaker and Rubick, it's really hard for them to run up because they don't know where you are. Wait, I don't know who's farming here, but anyways, it's really hard for them to run up because they don't know if they're going to get fissure blocked, they're going to get lifted into a fissure, into nuke down and stuff like that. And 2, their mid player has to play really safe because he has this ward which doesn't see here. So if you're standing like here and just chilling, you're actually creating a lot of space for your team by doing nothing. Whereas if you show here, your mid player is like, hey, look how aggressive I can play, and as a result, the CS is 3 for Razor and 0 for PA, which not unreasonable considering the lane, but like I think it could be better than that, and that's unfortunate. It's actually really hard to stomp like that. If you're gonna gank as Enchantress, you need to send your creep like sort of at an angle. You can, if the PA runs like this, see this box, your creep sort of runs like this, like from the left, top left to the bottom right corner, then you can stomp off a level 1. If they're running behind each other, it's really, really hard to do. It's almost a point of luck if you have level 1 enchant. Anyways, so what the hell is talk about? So now they're staying off the map. And it would have been better if they did this a lot earlier, because then the mid would have to be really scared. But anyways, they're gonna get a gank here. I don't care too much about this gank. It's a good gank, but like it took so long, and yeah. Fissure. Oh wait. Hey, that gank did not work out. Wait. Okay, when I was looking at this before, I didn't even realize because I skimmed through it really fast. Okay, so when you gank like this, always lead with the opening spell. Like if you're ganking from behind here, you can lead with left, probably. So Fissure blocks him off, and then they come around, and there's 2 supports on our team here, and this is disaster. ES and PA die. Alright. And rubick? And rubick dies. Alright, so that's a 3-0. Hey, so these are just some useless jukes here. He's dead, he can't do anything, he's just wasting his tangos. You really should buy. He has 300. He only lost 30 gold, so it doesn't really matter. What the heck is this? Okay. That's cool. Anyways. So again, they took a long time for that gank. If they stayed off the map, it would have been, they could have done it earlier, or Razor would have to play a lot more scared. Instead, they got 3-0'd, and it was really, really, really bad for them, of course, right? Wait, does that mute my mic? I'm like hitting the hotkeys for the grasp. I think those are my mic. Okay, I'm good, I'm good. Anyways, so how to recover? See, she goes in with the angle of the centaur. She gets a stomp. It doesn't really matter because she's going to blink out. Enchantress is dead. A good counter gank by Rubick. After you fail a gank like that, the easiest way to come back in this version of Dota is to get kills. So you have to predict what's going to happen in the game, or you have to go for a gank. And that's not universally true. Like you can come back by just utilizing the map better. But with the like golden EXP changes, especially the EXP changes, like he got a full level from that on Rubick, which was just on, it was even on like a level 3 Enchantress, so that was really nice for him. That's the easy way to come back, camping, predicting a gank and just camping them. So again, I want to go over, so the Earthshaker Rubick sort of aggressive trial lane or moving around, what has it done so far? Even if they got that Razor kill, let's assume they got that Razor kill, because that's what probably should have happened. Let's see if it was worth it. Tidehunter's level 5. Clinks is level 5. Clinks has 21 CS. I think ideal CS right now is like 28. Is that right? You know what? I don't even know. Let's just say he had to miss some CS, and Tidehunter got 11 CS and level 5, which Rubick, Clinks, Earthshaker, I think Tide would be level 1 or 2. Maybe not in this pub, but let's assume we're playing at a top level, because it's hard to analyze stuff if you're assuming non-top level, or it is for me anyways. Because, yeah, that's what... Anyways, so you gave up 4 levels extra on the Tidehunter from 1 to 5. Almost 6 now. And you would have traded that for maybe a Razor kill, and the Void would have much less CS. So... in my opinion, the Enchantress probably should have done a better job this game. And them moving around this game was probably not too worth it. I think ideally you have, yes, Fissure block this. You have Rubick and Clinks try to zone a Tidehunter. He'll get maybe level 3. Clinks is really strong in lane. So he gets maybe level 3, loses all his regen. With a Magic Wand first, he wouldn't even get level 3. And then the ES can still help out mid. Rubick can still come gank with the ES. And they're getting some catch-up kills here, which is really nice, but yeah. So, probably not the best lane setup for them, and it's good to know what you're going to lose by tri-laning aggressively or whatever like that. I am so jet lagged. That was my Facebook going off, wasn't it? Oops. Anyways, so Rubick goes back to heal. You need to, at this point, you're level 2 at 6 minutes, even though you've been involved in a couple kills. Even though he didn't get assist for this, but he left it in chances here. Which is dumb. If you stun someone, you should get assist. Not that it actually matters, but make people feel better about playing support and stuff. So, yeah, he's been in the right position at the right time, but he's not able to save. This Earthshaker is probably also dead. That's really unfortunate. Good block on the creep, so now Rubick can get EXP. He doesn't go to get XP, he goes home to heal. And they get a return kill on Void. Razor died? Kappa? DD damage? Did I just say DD damage? Christ. Double damage, PA, pretty good, pretty good. Even get a crit, didn't matter. That's obviously really good for the mid. PA is actually doing way better than she should against Razor. Razor's one of the only heroes that can shut down a PA. Oh, what a disaster. There's some clowny shit. Oh, fucking outplayed. So anyways, they died, blah blah, I don't really care about that. I want to focus on what the Rubick did during that. So, even though that was such a disaster for his team, Rubick probably did a good thing here. So, you're level 3 at 8 minutes. Your team might get mad at you for not helping out, but this PA, he probably should have got kills. He's actually just creating space right now. And Rubick she is level 2, now he's gonna be 3. By the time someone like who can stop him comes back mid, he got his level 4, he got 2 levels, he got a good ward out, he's able to sort of move around. So that's a way to catch up. When your allies make space for you, you have to go take a lane and stuff. I am so jet lagged. Fuck this shit. Anyways, he's camping runes, that's good. Blah 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 blah. He wards. Fuck the ward. Alright. Anyways. Catching up on support. You have to just. Whenever you're behind and you get some of these kills, you're going to catch up a lot. Now he's level 5, he has arcane boots. So to summarize, this Rubick started out the game really badly, but he was able to camp mid and then take mid when his mid hero went somewhere else, and then participate in a little team fight skirmish bottom. And now he's almost level 6 at 12 minutes, which, I mean, for most games, like, it's not that good, but for this game, it's pretty acceptable, I think, considering what went on. And Earthshaker actually got level 7 somehow, which I'm not too. I think he was sort of farming in lane actually. But anyways, we're gonna see some big plays from Rubick here. He gets Chronoed, Void doesn't get a bash, so he steals Chronosphere. Sick. Go in. Dodges that, steals Ravage. Gets Ravage. Rubick just owned, gets the lift off. Big plays. Everyone's rich. He almost has Orchid. Yeah. So that was a really cool play actually. Like that was really good. But when something happens like this, one of the most important things is, I mean, have fun of course, but you want to stay calm. You want to realize that, hey, I stole Ravage, I used it. So that means I have 30 seconds left because Spell Steal is 180 and Ravage is 150. Maybe I waited 4 seconds after I stole it, so I only have a 26-second window where I can use Ravage again. So you want to time a smoke around that. He has a smoke, but he doesn't really remain calm this game. And unfortunately, what that results in is he TB spawn to help his team, or his team doesn't remain calm. So it's not his fault, really. But like you need to be able to sort of remain calm in situations like these so that you can get your match up. PA? Alright, so Razor gets Ultra Kill. Yeah. So they miss out on their opportunity to fight with a Ravage, which is sort of unfortunate. Yeah, anyways. Well, what'd I do? Anyways. Wrath Mage in long fights is strong. is what this hero is. Guys did like insane damage that fight. So they throw bottom, you know, the counter throw. That happens in pubs. Something else to remember in pubs is that even if your team has fucked up the entire game, you have to realize that since you're at similar MOR as the enemy team, the enemy team is just as prone to messing up as your team is. So don't give up in pubs. Like, I've had some ridiculous games that we shouldn't win, and then, you know, teams just screw up, they throw, we win. And I'm not talking about pubs, actually. I'm talking about pro games too. Because, I don't know, if anyone has watched DAC, there are some sick throws in DAC. Just saying. Not by EG. Yeah. So, move along, moving through the map. I'm gonna go to like 30 minutes. The game is like an hour and 3 minutes long. And then, actually, you know what? I'll just make this one long and I'll go through everything because I don't want to do 2 episodes. Anyways, rubick needs blink. This rubick goes for BKB, which is sort of cool because you can BKB into the Ravage and always get the Ravage steal. But blink is just it's so important for your hero because the only thing they have to initiate right now is fissure, and you want to think about how your team works. So Clinks right now can solo anyone with 1 stun, and he went from like a 13-minute Orchid to a 20-minute Orchid. 13-minute Orchid, 20-minute Orchid with treads, I don't know. His farm sort of died because he tried to move around too much or something. And so anyways, you need to think about how your team works. Scath or Clinks can kill anyone with a fissure or a lift. Fissure is obviously long enough, but if you can blink in a lift, anytime that any combination of rubick or ES and Skyrath or Clinks is off the map, it's really hard for any of the Radiant heroes to play. So Blink would have been really nice that game in that sense. You could have created a lot of space to your PA, who, I mean, she's not having the worst start, but she's not having like some sort of amazing special start, you know? Like it was still a PA versus Razor mid, and it's not an easy matchup. Anyways, so they take another good fight. Good. Tidehunter went blink though, so that's sort of unfortunate. So he's going for the BKB. And I mean, it's not the worst. They have no damage outside of BKB. Event or so sleepy. Event sort of makes it. Some have some damage, but not really, to be honest. Gets killed there. It's a pick off. You have to be really careful of this sort of I say like an easy to predict gank. If the lane's pushing into your tower, you don't have a ward here, you don't see a bunch of them, and you TP up here, you should expect to get jumped right away in a higher level game. This game you sort of got jumped a bit later, you had to stay around for it, but that should be pretty much assumed. Also, don't get Mask of Madness on Void before treads. Usually not good. Because look what happens, you like Masks of Madnesses and then it doesn't do anything. So, yeah. There's that. But, and then Void hides Chrono, which is really nice. At the same time, if you're up here as Radiant and you don't have a tier 1, you're basically asking to die. The only thing that this tier 1 gives you is it allows you to like sort of hang around tier a bit easier because you can have TP support come in. If this tier 1's dead and you see people up here, you can pretty much just go in them if you see someone on the other side of the map because they cannot get there at all. There's no way for them to get there. And blah 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 blah. I hate this Razor spell. He went like Halberd. Actually causes them to have issues in the game later. Okay, I didn't wake myself up. Okay. So this Dire team, as soon as they see this, I'm going for this tower, they should give up on this tower. It's way too low. It's not worth defending. At this point in the game, 24 minutes at tier 1, it's so whatever. Instead, what they could have had is they could have had this lane shoved in, they could have farmed this, 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 they could have had this lane shoved in. They did half of that. So if they shove these 2 lanes in, that's 500 gold from the waves and then 500 gold from enemy jungle, 1000 gold. A tower is only worth around 900 gold. So they actually would have gained by the enemy team moving 5 heroes up here to take this tier 1. They probably would have got this camp too, to be honest, with Clinks. And he could have like sort of remained around So they would have had like a gold advantage while not taking any towers, which is good. He has phase boots. Anyways, Void goes in with the Chrono. He Chronos his. So if you Chrono Void, it doesn't work. So, I mean, he Chronoed the Razor, but he also Chronoed his allies more. So that was a bit unfortunate. But hey, what can you do? Oh, he's dead. Backtrack? Oh, he backtracked the hit of Clinks, but not the Searing Arrow, because it's two different instances of damage. So that was really unlucky. So yeah, really unfortunate, honestly. Ooh, and he uses BKB. Ooh, this is not good. Rampage? Tidehunter? Steel Rampage? But so let's go back over that fight. Let's see how you want to engage it. So you know Earthshaker is coming in with. So he actually gets seen Lotharing. Enchantress stays here. She gets Echo Slammed. Instantly pops, and then he gets. So this is one of the best ways to I didn't highlight that well enough. So as Void, when you see them going on your Enchantress here, what you should be looking for is what he did exactly. He's not looking to save his Enchantress here. He's looking to counter initiate. So he sees him coming in here, and then he gets a counter initiation. And this is sort of one of like the easiest principles of team fighting in Dota, is when you counter initiate like this, it's always going to be better for your team than just initiating. Because the reason is, if they're running into you, then they're closer to you. So when you counter initiate, your team has to spend less time during your initiation getting to them. So if I Ravage and then during those 2 seconds stun, my team all has to run to them, then for those 2 seconds they're not attacking. If they Ravage us and then their team moves into us and then I get like an Epicenter Burrow Strike on Sand King, then their team's already near us, so and they're more clumped up usually. So that means that we're gonna get extra time to attack. And that's basically why, even though rubick sort of screwed up, that's one of the reasons why this team fight was able to go so well. Is because Void got a really good counter initiate, and counter initiations are always more valuable than initiations. And that's like a good counter initiation will be better than a good counter initiation will be better than a good initiation. But like if you do a perfect initiation, then I guess it doesn't really matter, huh? Because you just owned. Like they don't even get to counter initiate. I don't even know what I'm saying. Just take it. I think you should know what I mean, even though I'm sort of dumb and I can't articulate it properly. But yeah. So anyways, when that happens, they get team fights as tied. You shouldn't TP back. You should try to farm these camps unless you think there's going to be a team fight that you need to heal up for right away. A lot of times people after stuff they see they're low, but if there's nothing that can kill you, there's no reason to not just keep farming. So just a casual Void on the hill. They're giving up kills. Casual Void jumping down to die. Casual Miss Fissure. Casual Tide dying. Alright. So anyways, they get a good team fight there. There's a DD rune, free Roshan if someone checks it. They see it, but where are they going? Oh, Enchantress with the Roshan save. Okay, so that was probably a free Roshan. PA being PA. This is the worst item on Skyrath. There is no item that's worse than eggs, I'm pretty sure. That's unfortunate. He didn't have his slow Neo Silence combo there, so he didn't get a kill. That sucks. Anyways, so Dire didn't take the opportunity to take the DD and Roshan because after getting the wipes, they didn't check the runes, they didn't do anything with their time. So again, time management after you take a good team fight is very important because they missed free Roshan and they got 2 heroes killed. So that is not good. Anyways, so they're pushing here, they get Echo Slammed, counter initiation with the Ravage, again what I talked about, important to counter initiate because look what happens. So they get a really good initiation here, Echo Slam on 2. You should always, okay. when you go for something like this as a Earthshaker, here's how you have to initiate though, because he fucked up this initiation too. So you go in, you Echo Slam, so that stuns for 1.5, and then you Fissure with stuns for 1.75, and then you hit, and then you can hit with Enchant Totem. That's if you pre-enchant Totem. The other way is, so the ideal initiation is you pre-enchant Totem, like here, you go in, usually with a Blink, not a Lothar's, you Echo, you Fissure, you hit, you enchant Totem, and then you hit again. If you haven't pre-enchanted Totem, then ideally what you want to do is you want to go in, you Echo, you enchant Totem, and then you Fissure, and then you hit. And you always want to hit after the Fissure rather than hitting after Echo Slam or enchant Totem, because your spells take so long that the 1.5 seconds for Aftershock isn't long enough for a hit and then a stun, unless you have enough attack speed. Anyways, they get a counter initiation with Ravage and stuff, and now they're all dead. He steals Ravage, he steals Chrono. Chrono's 4 of them. Void doesn't bash him. That lead was too far, and he made a sick play on Rubick and got out, but like even if you make a sick play like that, you're saving a level 13 Rubick. So while it's nice, like game impact wise, it doesn't matter. Highlight reel wise, it does matter. So the important part, it matters. Anyways, doing all that, PA is just farming. Good job, PA. Farm more. Okay, if you have a TB scroll, you could just keep farming here. Or, I mean, he probably would TP when they start diving their fountains. So Rubick dies back. This is what base defending is, but they got them to dive up here. Imagine if the Radiant team didn't dive like this, they would just got racks for free. Instead, they get a dieback, and they lose a courier. So you have to judge when you're taking a base, like what's worth it, because this was not worth it for Radiant. That was not good. Like, cool, they get to die the fountain is fun, but they aren't gonna, like, it's really hard for them to get those racks now. Really hard. Ooh. Okay, Earthshaker just made it a bit easier. And he dies here, but... And now they can hit racks a bit, but Blink 2 Tlinks. Tlinks are gonna heal up, they're gonna come back. And you get the range racks, but... You're not getting more, right? Yeah, you're not getting more, and then you lose 2 heroes. So at the end of the day, they lose 5,000 XP and they get 3,000 gold swing because they dove and they stuck around too long. And I'm not counting the deaths before that because the fight recap, the fight took too long. And are they going to get Roshan too? Nope, PA just wants to farm. Probably could have taken Roshan there if they went right away, but yeah. And what just happened? So Clinks live with 1 HP 2, I'm assuming is a Chrono. So he runs up a hill. Gets a creep, gets Gush Chronoed, Enchantress and Void, and they can't kill her. That is actually amazing. I thought he would die there for sure. Anyways, that's really good for them. They wasted Chrono, they should probably try to do something with that. ES still has a Lothar's and not anything else, and this team still has no detection, because why not? No, this is pretty much what I see from 4K games on any server. Like, people always think they're better than they are if they're 4K. Or any MMR really. Like, that's just how Dota is. Yeah. This game's gonna keep on going. They don't get caught out. So anyways, I'm not doing enough analysis here. So like, if the game's from this point of view and they just use Chrono, like what do you want to try to do? You want to try to smoke. And when you smoke, you want to always smoke during day, which is good because during day you have 1800 vision and your smoke only pops at like 1050 or something. I don't know, 1025. And whereas at night, your smoke would pop at 1025 and you would see them yet because you only have 800 vision. So if they're all smoked on this hill, if they're all smoked here, like right here, watch what would happen. So they would run up, or they would either jump the tide, they would run up, and then all the Radiant team would probably die. Instead, since they're not smoked together, they're sort of split up. What happens is they have to take a full team fight. It doesn't really matter if the fight goes well or poorly. And so far it's going pretty poorly. But like, what matters is the fact that how the fight should have gone. Oh no, Skyrath miscasted. That's on the Razor. Don't nuke Razor. So anyways, they get team wiped, and that's pretty much they didn't. If they smoked like this, they would have probably got 2 or 3 free picks, and this wouldn't be happening. Again, when you team wipe, you have to make a decision like what you're gonna do. Should probably have been running at their base, even if you're like 100 health, just because you got the tower. And then you can go here, or your other option is you want to heal right away, and then you can go right as a respawn. Go respawn that was TP out to towers, especially in pubs, so you can predict something, get a free pick. So this isn't relevant to this game, but imagine if I have a Broodmother off in Radiant, you kill the Broodmother like here. If you smoke when the Broodmother is about to respawn, you can predict that she's going to TP here, and then you just, you're a rubick, you lift her, you pour her back, and it's a free kill with a couple of heroes. So that's something that's really cool. You can do it pretty much every game. Yeah. Team fight. Racks. Double Ravage. Did you get Ravage? No, you got Anchor Smash. Alright, they got wiped. Alright, people need to hit buildings. You're actually pissing me off. So, here's Satanic. Do they just need to chill, wait for Satanic because they have advantage? They still have 1 Ravage, but instead they sort of just run in here. He uses Satanic, doesn't hit any creeps, doesn't heal up on Razor. That means that they're weak. So when they're so low like this, you can't stay like this. You need no one to back. Instead they get lifted out. They get a good Ravage, but Razor's way too low for this. And then boom, everyone's dead. Chantress didn't. That's really weird items. Blah 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 blah. Everyone's dead. Right, recap. Only shows 1 death. I hate you. They get Roshan 4 kills, they defend both racks. Yeah, that's Dota 2. He has Manta now. Good stuff. Amazing farming, blink on creeps, kill creeps. It is 45 to 45 at 40 minutes. What a fun and exciting game. So as the Radiant team, what do you need to do? You need to smoke because you have double Ravage coming up. Ideally, 5-man smokes aren't the best. I mean, I shouldn't say ideally. Ideally, you get 5-man smoke every time. Realistically, you can't 5-man smoke because when you're missing a 5 like this, PA's pushing in your mid, they know you're going to do something. However, this is a shitty pub, so what that means is they get a free pick with the smoke good. They still double Ravage, there's no clinks. They don't know whether he has buyback or not, but... Oh, that is sad. Anyways, you get some free picks there, 3 free picks with that smoke, good job. They still double Ravage, it's go time. So PA has a DD. Alright. Oh, she didn't BKB, otherwise I think she would have killed. Oh! I think she would have killed everyone if she BKB'd when she went in, maybe. She BKB'd, linked in, hit him twice, Manta to like dodge the link animation. We would have killed a lot more there. Anyways, yeah. Oh, she had Aegis too, so BKB. Oh! Return Ravage, wow! Wow. I mean, doesn't really matter, but it's cool to see. Scarthol. Oh wow, you have eggs! Ult him again! Wow, oh no, you have no mana because eggs is fucking worthless. Woo! Interesting fissure. Gem down. Sloth where it takes the gem. They have halberd, so it's hard to hit shit as clinks. Anyways, so they defend the racks again. But this should probably be dead. They keep diving. This is some throw shit right here, but I think they should. So you're getting some 6 steals from Rubick, but again, you need to think about like, if you want to just have fun, you can play this way. But if you want to like just win, if winning's fun for you, then like you don't want to be diving them into their tier 4s. You want to just be hitting these racks. So finally, get 1 racks. First buy 1 clinks, win clinks. So I hit my timer for thing, and then he has no buyback for 7 minutes out of the timer. And I do that every time someone buys out, or I try to. Anyways, you get some link damage. You take 2 racks, and then you should be running. Like as soon as you get those 2 racks, you should run. Good job, Razor. You are my friend. So anyways, 2 racks down, but yay, this game still has 15 minutes. How long has this game been going? So anyways, when you have to come back, from this sort of situation. You have to like think about the lanes a lot. So whenever you go for a move, you need the lanes at least pushed out to the river, basically. Otherwise, it's going to be super obvious that something's going to happen. The downside to pushing something to the river is that when it comes back, it's going to be like a double or triple wave. So anyways, Venge saves the Clinks, which is really nice because he can eat a creep here and then go ham on people. No, he can't actually. But if he wanted to stay around, he could have tried. Yeah, so miss Ravage. Oh, it's a Sheaver. Holy shit. Anyways, blah 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 blah. So pushing lanes out is really important. At this point, the Radiant team shouldn't be able to lose, in my opinion. Because they have a Void, they have a Tide, and in terms of net worth, Razor is really, really, really farmed. His items aren't ideal, but it shouldn't matter. All they need to do is farm, wait for the lanes to push in, keep farming, farm the enemy jungle. Since these lanes are pushing in, you're always going to see heroes here and here. Stay around this area, farm enemy jungle, maybe farm this with Razor since you have boots of travel. Wait for next Roshan, wait for 2 Ravages, and then go. And that's how you end the game. But instead, they go into enemy base, they fight against C, PA dies, but then she buys back, and look what happens. Everyone on the Radiant team starts dying. Because you can't fight into buybacks if you don't have all your stuff up and Aegis. That's how Dota works. It doesn't matter if, like, they don't even have that high a lead. Wait, did I mute myself? Okay. They don't even have that much of a lead, but because they decide to fight into buybacks with no Aegis and only 1 Ravage, they get 4-man wiped for 3 heroes and a buyback. Which, it's not the worst, but it is not good, because the game should have ended right there. Anyways, they give Dire a chance to catch up here. If they are nice people, I would not have given them a chance to catch up, because I am not a nice person. Anyways, they go for Roshan. If Dire contests this... Ooh, unfortunate. Now they have Aegis. Ooh! Chrono! Okay, so they missed Chrono. So again, you have Aegis, but you don't have your cooldowns. What should you do? You should run away. Instead, they go in. Let's see what happens. They get... See, this BKB with Blink is coming into play here. They get a counter initiation Ravage, which is more valuable, I think, than both those Ravages. Like, think about that. He got 2 Ravages off on Tidehunter on a lot of people, but since there was a counter initiation Ravage, those 2 Ravages didn't do a single thing that fight. All they did was 700 damage, which is a lot, but it's not enough, considering you spent all your gold basically setting up those Ravages. So anyways, PA bot dies, there's no buyback, but Garth has a sick, oh thank god he got that Aghanims. And then they're about to kill him again. Razor buys back, comes back in, doesn't get any kills for his buyback. Void buys out, comes back in. Turn around, turn around! No, Earthshaker! Should have manned up. Whatever. So they get 2 buybacks from the enemy team, only PA is dead, they have no Ravages. Again, you can try to go here, but it's sort of risky. The Razor's build having no like base breaking items is what caused them to have these 2 Raxes go down so slowly. This one probably would have went down if it had eggs and stuff too. So we have 2 buybacks on the 2 most farmed heroes. No, Void is the second least farmed heroes on team. On 2 core heroes, holy shit, Void has no items of the Radiant team. And then they go for another 5v5. They have Ravage, but they don't have an Aegis. They have everything up. But when you have everything up, but no Aegis for base breaking, it basically means farm, unless you're really desperate. If you think that you cannot win later, then that's the only time you should go for something, basically. If you have a higher % chance of winning by farming and then getting Roshan, which they definitely do because Void has nothing right now, then that's what you should do. Dota is just a game of like taking your best opportunities when you can. So yeah, like don't go for something like this. And they've done it a few times. I mean, it makes for fun Dota, I guess, going for stuff like this, but it doesn't make for, like, if you want to learn to get better, this is something to learn from, I guess, I should say. So, rubick, BKBs, free Ravages, free Ravage, free Ravage, counter initiation with Ravage. Hits everyone, completely destroys because it's a counter initiation. They get another wipe. Oh, Razor and Void have no buyback. What happens? Oh, Rubick's defending, go down mid, boom, 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 PA's going down top. Oh, Venge gets free kill, he's like, fuck this. And then you get Mega Creeped. So they went from a free win to getting Mega Creeped. Haha, Wagons. Like, the only reason that they got Mega Creeped is because they... Is PA stuck? That's funny. And now she's not healed up for the fight. Oh, this is actually amazing. The only reason that I... Okay, there are like 8 reasons, but let's go from the start. First, you don't hit this Rax. So I'm gonna spoil it because I don't really care about you guys like who want to view the game that way. But first, they didn't hit the Rax here, they dove. So that's their biggest mistake of this game so far. Because the earlier a mistake is, the more sway it has in a game, I should say, I guess. Like, if you make a mistake at minute 1, it will affect your game more than the same mistake later, I guess. Which isn't necessarily true in Dota, but as a general rule, I think it's true. Mostly true. Because, like, if you make a mistake with a buyback late game, then you just lose no matter what. So, yeah. Anyways, so they can't get these racks, and then they, like, go push this again, they don't get it, they, like, run up here, they dive to here. Do that, they push without their cooldowns up here, they lose that, they buy back, they push again, and it took like 5 mistakes for the Dire team to get back into this game. So even though people complain about this version being way too easy to come back in, oh, sick Ravage. It's not necessarily that true. Like, you can still, wait, gosh, the wrong thing, PA would died, PA still dies. You can still, sorry, it's not too easy for teams to come back because, like, Radiant still should have won this after making 3 mistakes, I should say. I am so bad right now. I need to learn how to speak English. Woo. Anyways, there are Mega Creeps, the creeps are coming in. What Dire should do again, if they want to play it safe, is, unless you have buybacks, which they do not, does he have buyback? No, they should just chill. Just chill. Just wait, go farm the enemy jungle, farm everything. Just wait till everyone's up, wait till cooldowns are out, wait till the Mega Creeps push in, they aren't that good at dealing with Mega Creeps, just wait. And then you get a free win. But instead they're impatient, they go for it, it sorta works out. They get thrown down to like 500 HP, and then there are a ton of Mega Creeps, but they die. If the enemy team had better Mega Creeps clearing stuff, they might have lost this game. But Rubick with big plays, you know, sell all your shit, travels in, boom, thrown dead. So basically, to sum up this game is, like, from the start is, okay, to sum up this episode, the biggest things from the start of this is, when you do dual lanes aggressive or tri lanes aggressive, you need to know exactly what you're losing and what you're going to gain. They managed to match up with Clinkz versus Tidehunter, which is good with them, especially with Tide's bad starting items. But you also have to realize that the Clinkz didn't get free farm, Tide still got his level 6, stuff like that happened, which made the mid game a lot harder. When you do these aggressive tri lanes or dual lanes, it's really important, not for dual lanes, but for tri lanes, it's really important to stay off the map. If Rubick and Earthshaker had sat down here or somewhere else, anywhere but like Envision here, it would have been really hard for the mid Razor to play. Again, not that relevant because apparently PA did even versus Razor and also killed her. But again, that made the game harder because Razor was the strongest hero on Radiant throughout this game. As Void, you need to be sitting around and farming more. He tried way too hard to do stuff this game. And that's also the fault of his team because they kept diving past Raxes. If you want to win a game, you need to play safe. You need to know when to just calm down, hit buildings. Once they have 2 Raxes down, there's no reason for them to sort of throw everything at this 3rd Rax until they have every cooldown, Aegis, buyback on everyone, stuff like that. You just outfarm them. You're going to outfarm them by like 1,000 GPM at least. Probably more. If you're farming both Ancients, both Jungles, 3 lanes, and you're just farming 3 lanes, it's probably more than 1,000 GPM. So the gold and EXP is just gonna skyrocket until it's hard to mess up when you have 6k on every hero more than them because you just A-click into them. Like, there's this theory from Day 9 in StarCraft, like, or not from Day 9, but just in StarCraft, it's like you can get to Masters with just macro, and it's not true anymore, I think, because people have gone better in Masters. Maybe not. I don't know how StarCraft works anymore. But when I played, like, it was true. Like, I could literally make my production expand get an army, A-click it on the minimap, and I could probably win to like mid-masters. Because macro is just that important. And people don't ever talk about macro in Dota because there's no resource mining. But like I would actually like to define like micro and macro. And I guess I'll do that in a AUI's 2 cents. But in short, like macro is going to be how you use the map, how you farm, how you take Roshans, make big decisions with your team about moving around the map. Micro will be like how you team fight, how you cast your spells, how you do in lane, stuff like that. And while they're not as all encompassing as they are in the RTS like StarCraft, they are very relevant to a game like Dota. So if there's anything to take away from this, it's know exactly what you're getting out of the early game, also run out right away to play swords and stuff. And then in the mid late game, you have to be patient. Take team fights you know you can win. And also another thing in this episode that was sort of important is if you watch this replay, like every time Rubick got a counter initiate or someone got a counter initiate, like the Tide Ravage here also, it completely destroyed the other team because they were out of position. If you initiate, how it works is at a certain point people hold default good positions. So if everyone's in a decent position and you initiate, it's hard to get a really good initiation. When you counter initiate, people are breaking their position sort of to try to move in because their team initiated, and then your counter initiating catches them all out of position and they all die. And that's just how team fights work, I guess, in Dota. And if you get a perfect initiation, it's not true. If there's no chance to counter initiate, then the initiation is perfect. But oftentimes, waiting for that counter initiation, like you'll have 5 people standing around the area, just basically staring at each other, and no one really knows what's gonna happen. But like you can't just blink on them and go. Sometimes, otherwise, they're gonna blink your team. They're gonna stop your team. They're getting a really good initiation, and then you're gonna lose. The best example of this I have is like I don't know if anyone will remember this, but I can just explain it or describe it, I guess. I was playing on pot and bottom. Fog was our mid puck. 3 of us got Chrono tier, pushing the tier 1. I think I was like Luna or something. Got Chrono tier. Fog comes from here, blinks past, Coil silences orbs 3 of them, and the Void kills no one here, and then we 4-man wipe them because he got a great counter initiation on Heroes of Position. Even though we got 3-man Chrono tier, we're sort of in position because the entire team was here. Void jumps in, and then they all have to follow him. That's half the Chrono duration or more gone. And then it also makes them group up here, and Puck is able to blink in, silence, or coil all of them, and then we won the game based just off that. So, anyways, that was episode 10 of my replay analysis. I will be restarting my stream, so this is easier for me to cut, and there will be like 30 minutes 30 seconds of downtime at the end of the VOD. Sorry for that. I just don't know how to cut Twitch VODs. So thank you very much for watching. Leave a comment. I usually read some of those. Tweet me, blah, blah, blah. Info is in YouTube comments. Thank you.